Was very interested in interviewing this man, John Singleton, director, screenwriter, and producer. His movies, I mean, come on, Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, Rosewood, Baby Boy, Fast and Furious, Hustle and Flow, Abduction. John, all I can say is, man, I got nothing but respect for you, man. Incredible films. And, of course, Rosewood, I had a chance to watch it last week. That work is going to last forever there, John. How you doing?
I'm good, Michael. How you doing? How you guys doing now?
We're doing real good, man. Thanks.
Watching the film, I'm just in awe of all the details about it and the storyline and the message, John. Tell me about Rosewood, and then we'll talk about some of the other films.
Well, I did that movie coming off my third movie, Higher Learning. And I really did that movie because I wanted to show that I could do something different than just doing movies in an urban environment, you know, like hood movies, because that's what I'm really known for is my hood movies. And I didn't grow up in the South, you know. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles and L.A. and stuff, right? And so we didn't have to worry about real blatant racism in South Central Los Angeles, maybe from the cops, but the kind of racism that was in the old South, I didn't grow up with. So when I took a trip down there to research this movie at the time, I met some of the survivors of the Rosewood Massacre, and they were like in their late 80s, some of them in 90s, and they really, really took me in and just said, hey, listen, you know, this is an important story that needs to be told, and you're the only person that could tell it. So I set out to make that movie.
Did you expect it to turn out as great as it did and it to be as historic as it has turned out to be?
No, I wasn't even concerned with any of that. I was mostly concerned with just telling the story as good as possible and everything of what happened, to get it out there, to show how racism, as Richard Pryor used to say, is all about a check and all about money. It's all about people trying to subject other people to persecution to get over on them economically, you know. And then also what really intrigued me about the movie was the black people got a chance to fight back on film. You always see us getting our ass whipped, you know, in history.
That's true.
And my family, and you know, my grandmothers and uncles and everything, in the oral tradition of what they would tell stories about the South, they told stories about how we kicked ass and fought back. There's only so much that we could take of having our women raped, our children murdered, you know, our families persecuted, and then, you know, we don't do nothing. And there's a lot of stories, a lot of people who are older understand this, there's a lot of oral stories about us resisting, but it's not written about. You know what I mean? It's not written about. It's not written about by black authors. It's not written by anybody else, because if that was done, then the mentality that we could fight back would have propagated. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I remember the time when the movie first came out. It came out at a great time, too, where, you know, we as black people, we needed a movie like that. But unfortunately, we still need movies like that.
Yeah, I always feel like we need pictures to make us feel empowered, you know? We need movies to make us feel empowered, to, especially, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be historical or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily have to have a message to it. Like, Rosewood didn't have a message to it. Rosewood was just a movie about a certain time and place. I always feel like I try to make movies that are entertaining but have kind of significance. You know, Baby Boy has significance. You know, a lot of people love that movie because they can look at it and say, well, I know somebody like that in that movie.
Yes.
But when we do something that's in a historical context, I think it's very important for people to support that, because so many successful groups around the world, they look to history so that they can empower themselves for the future. And I think that that's something that we just need to, as a people, need to take to heart.
So what's next for you, John?
Me, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I really want to do another picture that reunites Tyrese and Taraji. And I'm up for a possible NWA movie. So it's just, you know, it's up in the air right now. But I know the next thing I do is going to be black. So. And
I know the next thing that you do is going to have George Wilborn and Michael Baisden in it. You know, I'm tired of this. I think I'm not having been aggressive.
The maintenance man.
That's right. That's right. Hey. I haven't been aggressive enough, and Michael haven't been aggressive enough getting in these films. We coming out and calling you out right now on live radio.
I had a chance. Hold on, George. I had a chance to meet John, and I told him about that. Now I'll be sending him a copy of the new Maintenance Man Part 2 along with the other books, because
no, we ain't sending him nothing. We dropping it off at his house.
Are we gonna stop by there, George?
Yeah, we not sending nothing. We stopping at the house and ringing the doorbell.
All right, we'll make that happen.
Hey, John, whenever you're out with a new movie, please let us know, man. We want to blow it up, and much continued success. And I cannot tell you how much Rosewood moved me the other night. I went from being angry to feeling a sense of responsibility of what I need to be doing more of. So thank you, man.
All right, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Singleton once again, Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, Rosewood, Baby Boy, Too Fast, Too Furious, Hustle and Flow, Four Brothers.
And soon the Maintenance Man.
Thank you, George.